Democrats and Republicans are escalating their fight over extending the payroll tax cut. If there is no deal, the showdown could lead to a government shutdown. With me now is Senate Budget Committee Chairman Kent Conrad. He's a Democrat from North Dakota. Senator, thank you for joining us here on In the Loop. And we've talked to several, of course, Democrats and Republicans from the Senate on this. Do you believe that this will, in fact, pass by the end of the year?
I do, largely because it needs to for the sake of the economy. Look, we're talking about the tax bills for 160 million Americans. If we don't extend the payroll tax cut, all of those people will get a tax increase averaging about $1,000. That would be bad for the economy. We also know it's important to extend unemployment insurance benefits. That is also important for the economy. In fact, Congressional Budget Office have told us those two measures will make a very significant difference to growth and job generation in the economy over the next 12 months and mean about 1 million jobs to this economy. So these are things that need to be done.
Well, Senator, and there's no doubt that this will be a benefit for the economy, but the debate, of course, in Washington is over how to pay for it. Can this bill pass without such measures as a surtax on those making more than $1 million? Can that be done?
Yes, I think it could be done. Look, we have offered surtax on those earning over $1 million a year, so it wouldn't affect earnings up to $1 million, but for those earnings over $1 million, a surtax of 1.9%, relatively modest, to pay for the package. Republicans have said no and said no repeatedly. So, look, we are open to what other possibilities there are for paying for it. One possibility is to look at war costs, because we know as we bring troops home, there will be budget savings. The Congressional Budget Office estimates savings of about $700 billion over the next 10 years compared to the estimates that they have previously made. So that is one place for part of the answer, I believe.
But, Senator, the Republicans appear to have drawn their line in the sand. I mean, you've had John Boehner come out and say, look, you've got to pass, along with this bill, you have to approve the Keystone Pipeline. What is so wrong with the Democrats finally coming together and agreeing with Republicans and say, look, let's do this along with passing the bill? What is wrong with that?
Well, I have no problem with including Keystone Pipeline. I'm a supporter of building Keystone Pipeline because I think the hard reality is Canada is going to develop this resource, and if we don't have the oil come to our country, it's going to go somewhere else. It would be beneficial to us to have that oil come to the United States. It would help reduce our dependence on other sources that are more hostile to the United States. So I have no problem with the Keystone Pipeline if Nebraska is allowed to reroute it so that it does not endanger the aquifer that is so important for their water supplies in that part of our country. And Republicans have assured me they are open to that result. So I don't think that should stand in the way.
Okay, so I'm hearing certainly some more common ground here than what we have in the last few days. Senator, just before I leave you, just explain for me one comment you had made during all of these deliberations when you said this Republican amendment, which is on the Keystone Pipeline, that is going to throw us into a recession. I wasn't quite clear what you meant by that. What did you mean by that?
Actually, I was talking about their proposal on the balanced budget amendment to the Constitution, which the best economic analysts in the country have said would put us into a depression, not a recession. The flaw of the proposal on the payroll tax cut coming from the House, the chief, I think, flaw is that they would knock 3 million people off of unemployment assistance. That wouldn't be good for the economy, and it would certainly not be good for the 3 million families that don't have work, that would lose their unemployment benefits.
Okay, Senator, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me on this. That was Senator Kent Conrad.